yeah, there's a disagreement in terms of whether this is a real fight or an exhibition, but really that's really falling on the side of Mayweather, since apparently he already signed the contracts, the deal was already done, he took some advances apparently on the actual agreed upon terms of the contract.
I want a real fight, so he signed what I signed. He signed a real fight, and I signed a real fight, and he got his advance. So there's no reason to make excuses of that.
Floyd the other day spoke to reporters in Vegas and stated,
just for the record, what the public doesn't know, Floyd
Mayweather has finally addressed the intense controversy regarding advance payments for his upcoming rematch with Manny Pacquiao, leaving the boxing community in shock. Insiders report that during a private gathering in Las Vegas, Mayweather admitted to receiving upfront funds not only for the Pacquiao bout, but for 3 distinct agreements finalized between October and December 2025. Witnesses claim he provided a detailed explanation for his current push to downgrade the sanctioned professional match to an exhibition, despite having already cashed those significant advance checks. Simultaneously, Mayweather reportedly refused to disclose the exact figures he has already secured through these 3 separate contracts. These revelations...
money is already taken in advances on the 3 contracts. So according to Pacquiao Promotions, he's saying that Floyd took out advances, cash advances or whatever. So he's already been paid money in advance before the actual event, and now there's this huge
in line with claims from Pacquiao Promotions, which has consistently asserted that Mayweather accepted substantial cash advances. The tension between the 2 camps continues to escalate as the financial complexities of these agreements come to light, casting a shadow over the legitimacy of the scheduled contest. This development suggests a major shift in the fight status, as Mayweather's refusal to show his hand financially while changing the terms of the engagement has fueled speculation about his true intentions for the September event. Reports suggest Floyd Mayweather's explanation focused on simultaneously protecting his business interests and his legendary sporting legacy. Insiders indicate that Mayweather...
I win. And sometimes I'm like, damn, well, we want to see him lose once, or we want to see something happen, because all he do is win. This is what God wanted.
Mayweather characterized taking advance payments as a standard industry practice for high-stakes bouts, noting he has utilized this strategy throughout his career without complication. According to witnesses, he explained that these upfront funds are essential for managing the significant cash flow required for elite training camps, tax obligations, and diverse investments.
And then they say, oh, he fought De La Hoya when De La Hoya was over the hill. We both was in our 30s at the same time. You know, then they say, oh, he didn't fight Canelo at the right time. Well, Canelo, I was almost 40. Canelo is the same.
Framing the move as a routine professional decision. Sources further claim that Mayweather emphasized that accepting money in advance does not inherently bind him to contract terms he deems unfavorable or potentially detrimental to his perfect undefeated record. By positioning these payments as a logistical necessity rather than a final commitment, Mayweather appears to be asserting his right to renegotiate the fight status while retaining the capital already acquired. This stance highlights
so much cash, and if you invest it even in common stocks, you should do pretty well. But I mean, listen, Mayweather never flies commercial. He's only flying private.
So he doesn't own his own plane? Right.
I don't know. Remember at one point he said he was buying like the jewelry district building.
Yeah, and they said that wasn't
true.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know this man's finance, but this guy told me that Mayweather is in financial problems.
See, here's the part about actually losing your money when you're on that level and you're, kind of...
A calculated approach to the business of boxing, where he prioritizes financial liquidity and the preservation of his 50-0 standing over the traditional expectations of sanctioned professional agreements. Floyd Mayweather then shifted the conversation toward his demand to reclassify the bout as an exhibition. Witnesses report that Mayweather was incredibly direct, stating he's unwilling to jeopardize his perfect 50-0 professional record against a 47-year-old Manny Pacquiao.
Think about it at this point. Obviously, signing multiple deals and getting in advance and having them pay you ahead of the fight. I mean, is that normal? Does that happen?
Ocho, I've known players that they burn through their money, they take out an advance on next year's salary.
Despite the February Netflix announcement framing the event as a sanctioned professional return, Mayweather now insists on the exhibition format to ensure his legacy remains statistically untouched. This sudden pivot has sparked significant backlash from Pacquiao's camp, which maintains that
record to show that Manny Pacquiao Promotions, Mather, that's the one who's coming and saying that Floyd is in breach of contract. Pacquiao never wanted an exhibition. Quote, to put it bluntly, he doesn't want to do a pro fight suddenly, and he wants to do a pro fight.
Multiple binding agreements were signed for a legitimate professional contest. Promoters have even warned of potential 9-figure legal damages if Mayweather refuses to honor the original terms of the contract. Mayweather, however, downplayed these concerns, suggesting that at this stage of his life,
it all comes down to how the deal is presented, who is backing the deal, and who are the people involved, and then how many people are involved, right? Just so you don't have any extra pieces that are not needed there.
He prefers to focus on entertaining the public through high-profile exhibitions rather than risking his Hall of Fame standing in a sanctioned match. This development has thrown the September 19th event at the Sphere into total uncertainty, as the two legends remain deadlocked over the official status of their long-awaited rematch. Floyd Mayweather emphasized that his legacy as an undefeated champion carries a value far exceeding any individual payday, arguing that risking his record in 2020...
I never really took any abuse, in the sport of boxing. Still extremely healthy, work out every day. And, I got an exhibition with Mike Tyson also.
Sex is a poor business decision. Insiders report that Mayweather described his 50-0 standing as priceless, questioning why he should gamble decades of perfection for a single bout when he can generate equivalent revenue through an exhibition. This logic highlights his focus on brand preservation, as he views the professional status of the fight as an unnecessary risk to his historic Hall of Fame career. According to those present, he feels that at this stage of his life, his primary responsibility is to protect the Money Mayweather brand while still delivering a high-profile spectacle for the fans. By maintaining his perfect statistics, he ensures his long-term...
But 3 different agreements on 3 different dates, 2 different parties that ultimately got intertwined in a month of January, and this is all related to his return to professional boxing. First one, October 24th. The second one, November the 6th. The third one, December 14th. He received money for all...
marketing power remains intact, a strategy he believes is much smarter than engaging in a late-career sanction match that could result in a blemish on his otherwise flawless resume. This stance has intensified the standoff with Pacquiao's team, who continue to push for a professional clash that would officially count toward their career totals. Floyd Mayweather has reportedly addressed rumors regarding his financial health.
Yes, they always have to have a game plan. My game plan is just to be me. That's the game plan, just to be me. I don't worry about nothing. Never nervous.
Acknowledging several active legal disputes while maintaining his fiscal stability. Insiders claim he confirmed facing a lawsuit for over $330,000 in unpaid rent for a luxury Manhattan apartment at the Baccarat Hotel, alongside multi-million-dollar claims from Miami-based jewelers involving unpaid luxury watches and gold chains. Mayweather reportedly explained to those present that these issues are strictly legal matters being managed by his attorneys and do not accurately reflect his overall net worth or current financial position. To counter the narrative of financial distress, he pointed to his own $340 million lawsuit against Showtime and Steven Espinoza, which alleges a long-term scheme of financial fraud that deprived him of significant career earnings. He framed these various court cases as part of the complex business landscape of a high-net-worth athlete rather than evidence of insolvency. By addressing these debts directly, Mayweather seeks to silence critics who suggest his return to the ring is motivated by necessity, asserting that his focus remains on protecting his assets and brand through calculated legal and professional maneuvers. This public clarification aims to separate his personal wealth from ongoing contractual litigation, reinforcing his image as a dominant businessman who remains in full control of his financial destiny despite the mounting external pressure. Floyd mentioned that taking advance payments on fights helps him maintain liquidity, while his legal team resolves various disputes without affecting his lifestyle or training investments. Quote, to put it bluntly, he doesn't want to do a pro fight suddenly. And he wants to do a pro fight when he was signing contracts and taking the deposits. The contractual breach accusations from Pacquiao's camp came up directly during Floyd's explanation. Insiders say Floyd dismissed Jasmer's claims that he's violating signed agreements. Floyd reportedly said something like, "Contracts get renegotiated all the time in boxing. Nothing is final until both sides agree on every detail. If Manny's team thinks they can force me into a professional fight, they're mistaken." Sources claim Floyd believes he has legal grounds to modify the bout's classification from professional to exhibition based on standard boxing contract language about bout terms being subject to athletic commission approval. People present say Floyd then broke down the 3 separate agreements Mata referenced. Floyd explained that one agreement was for the Pacquiao rematch scheduled for September 19th at the Sphere in Las Vegas. The second agreement covered his Mike Tyson exhibition originally planned for April, but now postponed to May in Congo. The third agreement involved the Mike Zambidis exhibition in Athens, Greece, scheduled for June. According to insiders, Floyd said he signed these agreements on different dates with different promotional partners, and each deal included standard advance payment structures that let him access portions of his guaranteed purses immediately. Floyd's reasoning for scheduling multiple fights before Pacquiao apparently centers on conditioning and revenue maximization. Sources say Floyd told the group that fighting Tyson and Zambidis in exhibitions gives him valuable ring time to sharpen reflexes and timing without risking professional record or taking serious damage. Floyd mentioned that showing up sharp against Pacquiao in September requires actual fight rounds, not just sparring sessions. Insiders claim Floyd said, "You can't replicate real fight conditions in a gym. I need those exhibition rounds to be ready for Manny, whether it's professional or exhibition format." Then the conversation shifted to Floyd's perspective on why exhibition format makes more sense than professional. According to reports, people who heard him say Floyd explained that at 49 years old, he's past the stage of his career where proving himself competitively matters. Floyd mentioned he's already accomplished everything possible in professional boxing. 50 wins, 0 losses, world titles in 5 weight divisions, and nearly $1 billion in career earnings. According to sources, Floyd said making the Pacquiao rematch an exhibition preserves his legacy while still giving fans the spectacle they want to see. Floyd apparently addressed the criticism that he's scared of losing to Pacquiao. Insiders claim Floyd laughed at this suggestion and said he beat Manny decisively in 2015 when both were younger and in better condition. Floyd mentioned that if he was going to lose to Pacquiao, it would have happened 11 years ago when Manny was more dangerous. Sources say Floyd's exact words were something like, "I'm not scared of Manny Pacquiao. I already proved I'm the better fighter. This is about business decisions and protecting what I've built over 3 decades." The Netflix streaming deal came up as another factor in Floyd's thinking, according to reports. People present say Floyd explained that Netflix's global distribution to over 325 million subscribers means massive viewership regardless of whether the fight is classified as professional or exhibition. Floyd mentioned that exhibition format doesn't diminish the event's entertainment value or earning potential. According to insiders, Floyd said Netflix prefers exhibition format because it reduces liability concerns and regulatory complications across international markets where the fight will stream simultaneously. Floyd's team's legal position on the contractual dispute was also discussed. Sources claim Floyd explained that his attorneys believe Pacquiao's camp is misrepresenting the binding nature of the signed agreements. Floyd said that while he did sign documents in October, November, and December, those agreements included provisions allowing either party to request modifications to bout terms, including professional versus exhibition classification. According to people who were there, Floyd said, "My lawyers are confident we're not in breach of anything. The contracts have flexibility built in for exactly these kinds of discussions." Then Floyd addressed the advance payment issue directly and why it doesn't obligate him to specific bout terms. Insiders say Floyd explained that advance payments are standard loans against future earnings, not payments for completed services. Floyd mentioned that if the fight doesn't happen or terms change significantly, advance payments get recalculated or returned based on final negotiated terms. Sources claim Floyd said he's taken advance payments on dozens of fights throughout his career, and terms have changed multiple times before final bout agreements were reached. Manny Pacquiao's team fired back immediately after Floyd's explanations became public. According to reports, people close to Jos Mateer say the Pacquiao camp CEO released a statement calling Floyd's explanations desperate attempts to justify breaking his word. Mather mentioned that Floyd signed specific documents with docu and electronic signatures, including device IDs and IP addresses, proving he knew exactly what he was agreeing to. Sources say Mather's statement included, Floyd can try to rewrite history, but we have ironclad documentation showing he signed for a professional fight 3 separate times and took money each time. Pacquiao's camp also addressed Floyd's claim about contract flexibility. Insiders report that Matt Hurst said the agreements Floyd signed contain no provisions allowing unilateral changes to professional versus exhibition classification. Matter mentioned that Floyd's legal team is trying to create ambiguity where none exists. According to sources, Mather's position is that Floyd either honors the professional fight he signed for or returns all advance payments and faces breach of contract litigation. Boxing experts started weighing in on Floyd's explanations and the legal situation. Reports suggest Teddy Atlas commented on ESPN that Floyd's behavior is classic Mayweather, taking money while keeping options open to change terms if things don't suit him. Atlas mentioned that this is exactly why the first Mayweather-Pacquiao fight took 5 years to make, because Floyd always negotiates from a position of maximum leverage. According to insiders, Atlas said Floyd believes rules don't apply to him the same way they apply to other fighters. Stephen A. Smith's take on Floyd's advance payment admission was apparently harsh. Sources claim Stephen A. said on first take that taking money for a professional fight and then trying to convert it to an exhibition is borderline fraud. Stephen A. mentioned that advance payments create binding financial obligations, and Floyd can't just pocket cash and then change the deal's fundamental terms. According to reports, Stephen A. said, "This is why people don't trust Floyd. He takes your money, then tries to rewrite the agreement. That's not how contracts work." Max Kellerman analyzed the legal implications during his podcast. According to insiders, people who listen say Max broke down contract law principles, explaining that advance payments against future services do create binding obligations if the service parameters are clearly defined. Max mentioned that if Floyd's contract specified professional bout in exchange for advance payment, changing to exhibition format could constitute material breach. Sources claim Mack said the dispute will likely end up in arbitration or court unless both sides compromise. The Nevada Athletic Commission's position became relevant when reporters asked about sanctioning. Insiders say commission officials stated they haven't received any bout application from either Mayweather or Pacquiao's camps yet. The commission mentioned that classification as professional versus exhibition must be specified on the bout application, and both fighters must agree before approval. According to sources, commission officials said they won't sanction about where the two fighters disagree on fundamental terms, like professional versus exhibition format. Floyd's financial situation became a major discussion point after his advance payment admission. Reports suggest financial analysts examine Floyd's recent lawsuits and spending patterns. One analyst mentioned that Floyd's lifestyle expenses exceed $20 million annually, including private jets, luxury cars, jewelry, real estate, and entourage salaries. According to sources, the analyst said Floyd may have cash flow issues despite massive career earnings, explaining why he's taking advance payments on multiple fights simultaneously and scheduling 3 bouts in 2026 after years of limited activity. Rogan mentioned that Floyd's recent exhibition opponent choices Logan Paul, Deji, John Gotti III, suggest he needs money but wants zero competitive risk. According to sources, Rogan said Floyd is addicted to the lifestyle. He needs constant cash flow to maintain it, but he's not willing to actually fight real fighters anymore. This Pacquiao situation proves it. Legal experts analyze potential outcomes if the dispute goes to court. Reports suggest one sports attorney said Pacquiao's camp has strong grounds for breach of contract litigation if they can prove Floyd signed agreements specifically stating professional bout in exchange for advance payments. The attorney mentioned that Floyd's public statements calling it an exhibition could be used as evidence of intentional breach. According to insiders, the attorney estimated Pacquiao could seek damages including return of advance payments plus additional compensation for lost opportunity if the fight falls apart. The Sphere venue's position added another complication. Sources claim Sphere officials confirmed they've conducted site visits with both camps and Netflix for a September 19th boxing event. However, Sphere mentioned they haven't received final contracts or deposits yet. According to reports, Sphere officials said they're prepared to host either professional or exhibition format, but need clarity on bout classification before finalizing production plans and ticket sales. Netflix's involvement in the dispute became significant when reporters asked about their preference. Insiders say Netflix representatives declined to comment on professional versus exhibition classification. However, sources close to Netflix said the streaming platform invested heavily based on Mayweather vs. Pacquiao as the main attraction, and they're less concerned about classification than ensuring the fight actually happens. According to people familiar with Netflix's position, they believe either format will generate massive viewership. Betting markets reacted to Floyd's advance payment admission and exhibition conversion attempt. Reports suggest major sports books suspended betting on the fight until classification is finalized. One oddsmaker mentioned that professional bouts and exhibitions have completely different betting rules and payout structures. According to sources, the oddsmaker said, "We can't offer lines when we don't know if this is a real fight or just an exhibition. The distinction matters enormously for betting purposes." Floyd's next steps became the focus after his explanations. Insiders claim Floyd's team scheduled a meeting with Pacquiao's representatives and Netflix executives to resolve the dispute. Sources say Floyd is willing to compromise on some terms, but absolutely will not agree to professional classification that puts his 50-0 record at legitimate risk. According to people close to Floyd, he views this as his final negotiating position.